All right, so bishop takes f3. At first sight, it looks like an acceptable, albeit somewhat odd in-between move. Black definitely didn't have to play this move, but perhaps they were thinking, all right, I'm attacking the white queen. Even though white has the option of capturing the knight, maybe I can get away with this. And there's some lines to think about here, for sure. So white could, of course, just take the bishop. Queen takes f3, and then black may move the knight to safety. Let's say knight d5. But a critical reply has to be e takes f6. So I think you have to start with that move in this position. It's a forcing move, and we're attacking black's queen. And this could start a chain reaction in white's favor if we follow the sequence of events here. So let's say black plays bishop takes e2, taking white's queen now. White can play f takes e7. And if white, or black rather, takes the rook on f1, white is capturing on f8 with check. And after black recaptures, white can scoop this bishop up. And we see that white is up a piece for a pawn here. White is up a bishop for just one black pawn. And that will also hold true if black plays something like, after f takes on e7, rook f to e8. White can just play bishop takes e2, and again, white will come out on top. So that line works out in white's favor. Likewise, if black responds at this point with a move other than bishop takes e2, like queen takes f6, well, white can play queen takes f3. And again, white's going to be up a bishop. I guess black can grab on d4, but it shouldn't be enough compensation. So, funnily enough, in the game, after e takes f6, black resigned. But I believe black was banking on the move queen takes a3, another in-between move. So, good job if you found this move. Now things are getting weird because there's multiple pieces hanging. Black has just played an in-between move, actually a desperado as well, where you know you're losing a certain piece and you try to get as much material, extract as much value as possible from that piece. So black is hoping that if b takes a3, they can now take on e2, and black will come out ahead here. Bishop takes e2. Let's say black takes on f6 at the end of this line. Here, black's up in exchange, rook for a bishop. And again, black actually resigned before playing queen takes a3, but we have to think what happens if queen takes a3 is played, because that plays directly into white's decision whether to take on f6 after bishop takes f3. So taking this a little further, if you saw in this position that white can play bishop takes h7 check, congratulations, because that's some excellent calculation. Bishop takes h7 check, another in-between move. An intermezzo check this time. And if black takes the bishop, the idea is to play queen c2 check, freeing up the queen from attack so we can buy time to capture the black queen when our queen isn't on pre. So let's say black moves the king to safety here, king g8, b takes a3, finally take this queen. Our queen survives, and black doesn't have enough material here. Also, black's king is going to be somewhat open. Black has a rook and a bishop, I suppose, for the queen, but white is definitely winning here. Again, black's king safety in question. F takes g7 coming after this bishop moves to safety. Likewise, if at this moment bishop takes h7 check, black plays king h8 and tries to avoid exposing their king, well, that's also going to backfire. So hopefully you examine the line f takes g7 check, king takes g7, queen e5. Again, white freeing up their queen with check. If black plays f6, hoping to counterattack, white can play, for instance, queen g3 check. King takes h7, and now finally take this queen again. And white should be winning here. So that's the complete amount of work that white would have to demonstrate to justify playing e takes f6 from the beginning. I should also mention in this line, bishop takes h7, king h8, f takes g7. If black were to take here again, well, white could again play queen c2. I think taking on f8 and making a knight, for instance, would be a mistake because black could actually come back with the queen to defend. But again, queen c2 is working, and white's coming out ahead. So you can see that there were a number of in-between moves there, and black was playing a very dangerous game by starting with bishop takes f3. By playing this move, black is essentially saying, I don't think e takes f6 is going to hurt me. And black was wrong about that. White played it, and these are good players, IM versus GM. Black immediately realized their mistake and resigned. Although it would have been instructive had black played queen takes a3, because I'm quite confident white would have played bishop takes h7 in reply. So therefore, black should have just played knight d5, just move the knight to safety. But they played that dangerous game with bishop takes f3 in between move, and they paid the price. So the moral of the story is, in between moves can be good. They are useful ideas and useful motifs to keep in mind, but you got to be aware of their consequences, especially if you're the one executing the in-between move. So, if it's a check or an attack against a very high value piece like a queen that you know is not going to backfire on you, you can think about playing them, but use them sparingly. Be pretty certain about them if you can. And if your opponent's playing an in-between move on you, pause, use more time than normal, see if you can punish it, because very often, especially at the lower levels, you can. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video.